you can just win that CS matchup. Like, I'm big fans of like Treant Protector and Magnus and these heroes with high attack damage that can just win the CS war, because Warlock's not going to be putting a lot of harass into that lane. He just wants to like watch his carry farm, and he wants the enemy team to click his carry and for him to just like sit there and heal him.
This is a super early couple of core picks, Reed. They're not renowned for this. These early pickups, aren't they?
Oh yeah, the Mirana is. I mean, the Spectre first pick, I definitely did not see that coming. The Mirana out the phase, it can actually lane decently well against the Wraith King Willow. I think that's probably their goal here. Is you just stay at far range, you have the leap if things get dicey, and I mean throughout the game, like you have some. It's just a good hero. The Moonlight Shadow is such a maybe not underrated thing anymore, but yeah, there's that hard carry option. I like the Luna. It's this hero has been forgotten this tournament,
yes.
But the thing about this hero, he has natural farming ability, and he farms faster than like any carries, right? If there's not like a Battle Fury carry in the game, Luna is going to outfarm them.
They've now picked two heroes that were only played twice apiece during the group stage, and neither of them won. That's both the Warlock and the Luna.
So the important thing with this hero then is to be able to make sure that you win the laning phase, but also don't lose any map control. That way you have the space for the Luna to be able to accelerate. You want to have control of your Ancients, maybe even farm the enemy Ancients as well.
It's been the counter to Lich, right? Like Lich brings back all the waves onto your side of the map, and Luna just wants to go push.
Yep. And something you've been talking about is like, hey, this Spectre Lich, like, the Wraith King and Dark Willow, who wants lane against it? You're kind of been playing Spectre Lich as likely to the off lane, and now I feel like Spectre, whether you're in the off lane or the safe lane, either lane looks pretty rough right now.
Yeah. That's probably their laner to go up against the Wraith King Willow, and I guess they're most likely going to pick Crits here last.
Sumail playing the Mirana?
Yeah, I would think so.
You can imagine this Necro with S4 and Spectre with Arteezy.
Definitely. Well, they could do Necro and pot him in a side lane, but I think that you probably just want to put Necro in a side lane here.
Yeah. In fact, actually looking back through that group stage, S4 did play that Mirana twice, as well as Sumail playing it twice, so they've got a little bit of flex there.
So heroes to look out for this last pick for LGD. Mirana can lane up against the Huskar. Necrophos can lane up against the Broodmother. Alchemist is unbanned, but
and
potentially
no one plays the Meepo.
Picked. I don't think any of these teams are playing Meepo. I think that I would worry about maybe like a Dragonite hero, something that lanes really well up against Mirana. Mirana just kind of wants to right-click and bully the enemy heroes with her right-click damage, and Dragonite with the base armor and regen with Dragon's Blood just doesn't give a care at all.
It also looks like they want to play very fast. Like with Luna and this Wraith King Dark Willow lane, they push towers.
They do. They want to just end this game before Spectre comes online.
Yep.
And I think that right now they're definitely like showing their hand.
What are AG missing?
Big team fight.
Yeah,
big
fight.
Elder
So
type.
do you want a Tusk in there?
Tusk actually just got banned.
I did.
So, I like where your head's at. You're with it.
Wyvern into any of these Drow or Luna lineups can always be a bit hard. They're going to be pushing into you pretty heavily. You need those really big team fight spells, right?
Wyvern could work.
There's the Phoenix as well, but that's only Fly playing that as well as the Lich.
I feel like Kirk could play some Phoenix, but it would be a little bit strange. I don't think we've seen him on that hero just yet. Lena ban, so maybe they do want to put the Necrophos mid. That's a traditional lane. It's a really good matchup for Lena throughout the game. Also, EG's really low on stuns right now. They've got Necro Scythe and Bottom Arrow. There you go. There's some team fight, right? If you got the skills, I think Crit's got the skills.
Oh, yeah. His second most played hero of all time. He's 166 career games in that Rubik.
A little bit weak in lane to Wraith King Dark Willow, but I think that's a get through it.
Well, Ding Dong, the Admiral's in town.
Yep, and that's your Kunkka mid up against this Mirana with the Tidebringer auto attack. It's going to be so hard for Sumail to contest CS in this lane.
Yeah, Arme's gone on to the Luna, and Nova's on the Warlock, of course, and Chalice on the Wraith King.
They're thinking about the hero matchups. I feel like maybe they're considering putting this Necro mid, because I don't know how well Mirana's going to do in this matchup.
Especially with the catch that Kunkka naturally gives you. I was thinking about Ember Spirit. I think like any sort of catch mechanisms for PSG, LGD, they just want to force these fights because they have the superior team fight so early.
All right, so Sumail's going to go on the Necro here, and they are going to switch it up. S4 will move to the off lane with the Mirana, and Fly, of course, on the Lich. Arteezy on the Spectre. Right, let's get some thoughts now from Bulba, who's with Casey.
Yeah, Bulba, you hear people cheering your name as you walk down here. I'm curious what kind of a game you're expecting from LGD based on their draft.
They play kind of the same game, play style every game, but they just play really well. They have really good players, so kind of, just like a lot of little things in each of these games that can change one thing. The last game, they won, but I think a few things kind of went down to why they won. So just like very little things happen in all these games. So it's a lot right now. It's like you just draft some heroes and you just play.
Good luck, Bulba.
Okay, does the road end here for Evil Geniuses? Are LGD about to make the grand final? Let's head into game number 2 with Lyrical and Trent.
In the words of the coach, you draft some heroes. Dota, one's done, now to start the other. Trent, what do you think about that draft?
Sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just pick the heroes and play. How hard can it be? But I don't know, some heroes, they seem to really have a rise when it comes to TI, and I feel like Luna is one of them. You know, she makes these random appearances, sometimes they replace.
The other thing that I'm really curious about and I want to see is this Kunkka. I love this hero, always provides so much entertainment and maybe one of the best in the world at it.
Yeah, certainly so, and all that catch, like, I think there was some hesitation about the Necrophos too, just gonna be a bit of a rough game, obviously, against a lot of magic damage there, coming up from the Dark Willow, from the Luna, from the Kunkka. Your Ghost Shroud is gonna be very risky this game.
And you can see LGD spirits are high as they're cackling to themselves inside the booth, already feeling quite good about it. But it does sort of bring up a lot of questions here now. Last game saw the Spectre just sort of take over eventually, EG saying, all right, we're done with that mess, we're just going to take it first overall. Do you think that that was the right decision? I mean, what are they sort of losing out on by taking the Spectre this early?
We've seen a couple teams attempt it, going for this first phase Spectre throughout TI, and some of them have won their games. It just seems that, like, even if you know this hero's coming, if you think you can beat out the timing, a lot of teams have thought that, be it a first pick Spectre or a late pick Spectre, they seem to think, okay, we can push, we can beat the Spectre, but every time that Spectre seems to battle on back.
They do have one of the better heroes in the game for keeping that pressure going, as we're going to see the bounty runes traded off, 2 apiece for each team. In the Kunkka, you talk about the X marks the spot, you TP back home, you can just keep a push going that otherwise might not have been able to conclude.
Yeah, sustain from that, sustain from the Warlock, heavy team fight coming in with that ultimate when you need it. And all it takes is one fight, much like Terrorblade, a hero Ame loves. Luna can do the exact same thing. Take
Here
a
at the top lane, you see that they're set up trying to find a kill, and Wisely Fly is not going to be the one that runs into him.
Yeah, gonna go for the TP. Back to the waving time for our TC. So that means his TP is being used already. No switching lanes for the Spectre.
Top lane, Fly was still being sort of zoned out there. As mid lane, we talked about some of the issues that you might run into. They did not send the Mirana mid. Instead, it's going to be Somnus playing against the Necrophos, played by Sumail. Still runs into some damage issues here. Tidebringer giving you that bonus damage on denies.
Yeah, some tough issues there for all Sumail, but as long as he can secure some denies, Scholastic, of course, the regen is there to help sustain against the constant harass of something like the Tidebringer. I think the bottom lane also going to be very interesting, of course, we have a Rubik now in this game. One of these heroes that also tends to show up big at TI.
Oh, a couple denies there, Sumail. Crunching the numbers.
Very nicely done. Get those Death Ball stacks going. But the Rubik, much like the Earthshaker, need a very good partner in lane.
And it's going to be a little bit tough for him too. You look at this, you have the Lunar Blessing, level 1 for the Luna to get that extra bits of damage as mid-lane. Somnus just going to pop that salve and, well, leave it forward. S4 wants to find a kill. The Fairy Fire keeping him alive at the moment. The right click's coming through and Crit taking first blood.
Fantastic hero to get first blood on. They're already moving Crit over to the camp whenever they go for the arrow to share that experience. Now he gets the first blood. These early items are so crucial, especially when you're starting relatively poor. It means you'll get into boots pretty early in this one. And now a stack too. Want to make sure that they can get these arrow creeps ready.
A little bit of magic there with the creep wave as Crit trying to get the pull off and was able to succeed.
There was a block there from the Radiant though. They put a sentry in the camp to ensure there wouldn't be a secondary stack there, and they'll have to take it out now from Crit. So nice play there from X-Nova. That will be worth it just to slow down the bigger creep spawning for the arrow and make it more difficult for EG to control the lane that way as far as to actually tank up a lot of the wave.
So far, still Arteezy not having the greatest time trying to last in on this tower, wants to get a Culling Blade, but because LG has been pushing the tower with the creeps, he hasn't been able to get to the side shop yet.
Yeah, likewise for Luna, not going all too well, but she does get a full wave now. So catch on up and pass our TP in a moment here.
Just trying to mess with FY as he moves over to test for this. But we saw such a good game from him last time on the Earthshaker. Can beat a hero on this Dark Willow that can also make similar types of plays, just engagements.
Yeah, they're having a hard time getting that pressure on the Spectre that you really want though, right? You want those Wraith King stuns into the Brambles instantly, all of this punishment, but the Lich always able to hold back the wave, be it by sacrifice or be it by just simply pulling the camp. And when it is out this far though, that's where RTC has to be very cautious.
Mid lane still just trading farm, and Sumail, staying true to his sort of mantra, is going to be able to lead in the CS right now. 17-7, another deny
Look at
there.
his itemization. He already has the double null going, has a wand and a fairy fire too, so plenty of damage stacked on this Necrophos.
Sort of, you keep giving him these tools with the heal onto his own creeps, you can kind of mess up the CS that normally looks easy for a Kunkka. 3 minutes in now, you see down bottom, there hasn't been that much more aggression, but as we've seen already, the leap charges could come out, possibly spell doom to X-Nova if he steps too far forward.
Yeah, much like how Ame went down, it can just be over in an instant, but trying to keep their HP topped up. You can see X-Nova not really prioritizing himself at all with the heals, trying to get by on only tangos, maybe thinking he can get them to go on him here. He's playing very aggressively.
And the arrow comes out, they found him. A quick hit there onto X-Nova, and he dies.
Maybe out of practice on the Warlock. I feel like when Warlock's been successful, you gotta stay in the box. You don't leave the tower. But anytime you wander around there, that's when you go down.
Let's come back to lane again. Meanwhile, mid, maybe sort of abusing for the moment, as we see there. And again, the CS mess up caused by Sumail. It's the X mark and then TP back, come back with full HP, as well as a bracer.
Maybe heavily sucked.
Cool matchup played by Sumail as he's pushing him further back, and he just TP'd. He's gonna have to use up this Tango, and now kind of needs to play scared once Sumail gets 6.
Likewise though, again, that whole magic damage, there's certainly a big swing around when it comes to the level stacking up on top of his Kunkka, going for big boat combos. Necros has to be cautious not to get fully one-shotted. If there's a roaming rotation with the Dark Willow as well, there won't be any time to go Shroud.
Let's see.
Down bottom, Ame caught.
In trouble. Ame chased down, and with another leap, they secure that kill. Like S4.
Playing so far past the wave there.
S4 has been involved in all of the kills down bottom lane. This has been a hell of a game for him so far. Stun up at the top. FY wanting to make something in return. They have the Brambles. They're rooted. Curse Crown is going to connect, and Arteezy potentially going to be dove under the tower. LGD to try and dodge away. He gets through the trades and able to escape.
Nice use of the dagger there from Arteezy, but now they move on to Fly, but those long cooldowns for the Dark Willow will mean there won't be any follow-up left for the Bramble Maze. And Dark Willow's just coming online too at level 3. You really want that first kill.
Chalice turned around on as Arteezy is just going to lay into him. The punches come in return though, and playing aggressive on the Spectre. However, there is a creep wave underneath that tower. Is FY going to try and go for this pull and get the creep wave into a favorable position?
Arteezy just surviving with these raindrops though. Counter some of this constant aggression coming out. Meanwhile in the mid lane, the sight threat is there from Sumail, so maybe just gonna have to try and buy the sign here before he gets his own 6, and that means he's gonna be zoned away from this catapult.
Sumail is doing so good on this CSing. Keeps on getting denies on the Kunkka creeps, and that's sort of the reason, one of the reasons that you take this here is to be a lane dominator with that Tidebringer.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he's able to play so aggressive too. He just has full confidence in this lane that there won't be a rotation coming in from FY, because if he does get caught by a Torrent into a Bramble Maze, there is some potential there if there's not enough stacks on the magic one.
Farming out, trying to deal with those illusion pressure that came top side. At 6.5 minutes in, it's been relatively quiet with the exception of that bottom lane. Couple of dives here and there that haven't amounted to other kills.
Oh, crit coming through here with great ward in the mid lane. They know they want to pressure into Sumail, but speaking of pressure,
Top lane, Curse Crown comes through. Chalice gets the Mortal Strike. The Bramble Maze is down. And going into the Shadow Realm. Can they kill him off in time? Yes. Oh, the Fade Bolt though. Crit says no, and now turns on to FY. He's already used the Shadow Realm, trying to run away from him here and pull him into the Bramble Maze as well. Fly moving into position with the Frostblast, but with the TP out, FY is going to be okay.
yeah, it's using the Brambles there for covered retreat, but once again, it's Crit showing up. He has 3 kills already on the Rubik. He has Arcane Boots.
And X, Sumail far underneath the tower. He's going to be found. The Ghost Shroud is there. A lot of magical damage. He'll step the magic stick though. And now walking away from them after the Ghost Shroud. Samus needs to be careful. He turns with the Reaper Sight bringing him low, but there's the Ghost buff. They kept him alive. Gotta remember the rum.
Dangerous play there, going for that kill without the Dark Willow, but it will work out in the end thanks to the rum there. So Sumail overextends, maybe that ward giving a bit too much confidence this time, as his two supports are smoked up. So Chalice rotate in, but that point is still being held now. Possibilities for reincarnation turnaround, however, seems unlikely with how far away he is from the tower.
Yeah, Chalice definitely under fire here as they have the lift. He will skill it. So Chalice decided to turn around and try and come back for a second life. Wants to get a kill on to Fly. The chase is there. The punch is coming. He is going to be slowed after the fact. And with another Wraith Fire Blast, might be able to find him and Fly fogging away. The skeletons are still going. And instead, they might turn it on to Crit as Chalice of LGD finds the kill.
Well, not often you get to rotate at 8 minutes and get a kill streak from a support, but maybe very happy to find one. Good choice there with rotation. Chalice confident in support from his friends, and there's even more lined up here from FY.
They ran into the brambles, the torrent, it connects, they got the boat, it's coming down on top of the head of Arteezy as the Mortal Strike secures it.
Applying the pressure so well, but EG, they will try and put as much as they can in the mid lane too. X-Nova here just to soak up this experience as much as possible, while all this attention drawn away from Ame in that bottom lane, slowly trying to become a threat inside of LGD.
This is where things can get so scary very quickly. The Kunkka's rotations, but
another
in the mid lane, they lay it down. Trying to hold back for the moment, but it looks like PG are going to possibly be able to secure this tower. They're going to look for the deny. The Curse Crown coming in. Ame with the Eclipse has found one. Crit in trouble. He's starting to fall. They're going to be able to find that kill and possibly more. Sumail wanted to go for the ulti there possibly, but there's the Lucid Beam, the turnaround, looking for the finish, and Sumail backing out. Yet again, Reaper Sight this back up in 1 second.
Yeah, but how about the timing on that Curse Crown? They secure the deny there from X-Nova, sneaks it in, and takes away a little bit of that advantage from EG that they were hunting for.
Tower is under attack.
9.5 minutes into this one. It's 9 kills. We get closer and closer to the level 6s, and it feels like there's a lot of huge ultimates in this game.
Yeah, S4 though being completely left alone. He's able to help pressure into this tower. XO makes the rotation over, and that vision.
Sidesteps the arrow, still got the heal coming through. They get to the shrine, living through it. Chalice shows up, saving his buddy, and they throw out the Wraith Fire Blast. He's low on mana, and now Marana in trouble. Does have another lead. They're chasing forward. The Curse Crown connects. Can they find S4? They're going to split up for the moment. And the lift should secure the retreat as, well, the Haunt comes in as well. A little bit of a messy engagement as they throw the stun onto one and trying to find this kill into X-Nova. Arteezy very deep and don't secure anything with that Haunt.
Be a little bit cautious there. That's why holding that Bedlam, even level 1, a very scary skill to run into. Trying to predict those wards that are promote now from EG. They'll miss the mark, at least on that prediction. Oh, Sumail still pressing forward here, feeling confident as can be with that ice armor.
He is very, very willing to go in right now and need to be a little bit aware of any potential movements. I mean, Ame is not even in the bottom lane right now. They know that Eclipse is on cooldown, and so they're feeling confident chasing forward for Chalice, who is going to get pummeled into the dust. Dies, no reincarnation that time. X-Nova with the upheaval. S4 is walking into this. The Bedlam needs to leap away. That magical damage, incredibly hard to deal with, and now Crit able to steal it away from him. That is a big pickup, taking that Bedlam.
This is pretty dangerous. There's no core rotations that can come here for LGD.
FY.
He might escape, but they saw that upheaval, and there's no TP back here for X-Nova.
Time mid lane, Sumail. They get hit by the torrent. They drop down the ship as well. The Tidebringer isn't enough damage. Sumail gets the Ghost Shroud. Able to live through.
The absolute limit there, and that's now 50 seconds where maybe it won't be around to get successful kills or maybe even defend that bottom tower, but X-Nova, he held it strong. They'll rotate Chalice back down there, now has the reincarnation back up, so a better chance at actually holding it, as well as possible rotations from Ame with that Eclipse if they need it.
I mean, this is really sort of the scary thing I would say about the draft from LGD is Luna's kind of been left alone to free over the last couple of minutes. Didn't have the best laning stage in the world, but now starting to catch up a bit. Somnus holding onto a DD.
Yeah, it still takes quite a bit for the Luna though, so we're back to that same game one plan, right? It's now up to maybe to try and make these plays across the game. Kunkka. Doesn't quite have the ultimate backup, but in combination with the Dark Will, this is an insane amount of damage for a Spectre.
Been up top. Trying to find him. FY smokes break.
So hard to play in the
Arteezy
trees
in the
versus
jungle.
this bramble.
Want to find him. There's also Ame in the area, and Arteezy not showing on map, is able to dodge away from that gank. If he shows here, though, for even a moment, Ame might make the call for them to rotate in, and these heroes moving down to the south. Arteezy shows the chase coming. Crit is there as well. He has the Bedlam. They take down the Luna right at the get-go, but now they have the X, the Torrent, the boat. It's going to come out again in a second, but no, it's only on to one, and Arteezy just TPing away. They drop down the chaotic offering, the boat on top of it. Arteezy cut kill.
A relatively even trade in the end there, as they of course lost their Luna too, but pleased with getting the turnaround there from LGD, as there was a gold lead there for the Radiant, or for the Die rather, so you get a little bit of a bonus there.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Ward placed down here from Fly. Looks like it might have been spotted, possibly not. Rather close.
Kind of a cool build from the Wraith King going right into the Spirit Vessel. That arrow dodge might alert for the presence of wards in the area, but I just saw it coming.
And with the hood already picked up for Sumail, he's building layers here. He's opting for the Veil after. And that means he's going to be pretty late on any sort of a Yules or something to counter out that Spirit Vessel if he can get it quick enough here on Chalice. But with how much they're brawling, and again, it comes back to this idea of just sustain, trying to keep these pressures up when the Luna's ready to go with that Mask of Madness.
How quickly can she come online?
Nice scan here. EG will spot out the fact that maybe is lurking up top, looking for Arteezy, so he retreats into the trees.
I mean, this is such a scary time to be playing against a Kunkka. The 4 points in it means that any initiation is going to have a Torrent boat follow-up. And then on top of that, he's been able to build into that 40 damage talent just for that extra little bit of burst.
That's why he's going to get found out here after just using the Bedlam. Fire him up.
Goes into the Shadow Realm. Chalice is there. Moonlight Shadow. PG walking forward. They see FY in the area. Steal away the Wraith Fire Blast. It looks like they're going to go for Chalice first, while also trying to take down the kill onto FY. 2 quick kills. Could be a win here for them as they also commit the Haunt. The Ghost Ship to try and secure their retreat, but Arteezy on the backside takes down Ame. Left completely alone, and now Chalice in his second life is looking like he might end up falling. EG making the plays with a 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, great abuse of the Warlock cooldown there. No one did can pressure in deep like this. You're going to try and go for something here off the Torrent, but no boat able to follow up. No heroes, so no real problem there for EG. Good use of that forward vision that was placed down from Fly earlier on. Hopefully they have a much more well-planned out game plan, strategy in the first half of the game. Felt like EG couldn't really find that forward vision, get any good smokes going in the first game, but this time it's them who are pressuring deeper into enemy territory.
Both of the cores right now, for both EG and LGD, feeling like they're just having a rough game. TZ only 200 gold ahead of this Luna. Both of them below all the other cores in the game. Based upon this play, it does feel like it's going to need to be maybe Samus himself to make that space for LGD.
Now we're wrapping around here once again. Feel the sandwich LGD, but will Arteezy survive?
Top lane, they got him caught. There's in the jungle. The boat is going to land. The Bedlam on top of that Spectre. They try and turn it, but it's not going to happen quickly enough. They might be able to bring down Chalice. Still living through it with that boat buff. And him alive. The chase going for more. Crit trying to run. Is he living? He actually survives. And now Crit gets hit with the Tidebringer. 2 down.
Oh, what a save with the urn coming in there. Chalice able to keep himself up.
16 minutes, 9-8. It's only 1,000 gold lead. Very tenuous game number 2.
Yeah, EG will get pressure in the mid lane too with that catapult to be forced to deny their own mid tower. But at the very least, that means they won't be going over the side of LGD as S4 secures one for themselves, the catapult of his own in the bottom half of the map. And now Moonlight Shadow available in case there's any more of this aggression from LGD. They have the Warlock ulti, the Chaotic Offering ready to go if they need it. Harder for EG to actually press through, and look, playing like Crit last game, I feel like, or rather last night, FY just camping himself in enemy territory, looking for these solo pickoffs.
Somnus though, the big Tidebringer, there's the X, there's going to be the follow-up afterwards with the Torrent connects. Can they find the kill? Another Tidebringer shot? No, it's not going to be there though, he's in mid there, he walked in. Able to find him.
Trying to push the limits there. He does force a lot of rotations down there. If that means it's buying time for Arteezy, it just might be worth it. They need to get the Spectre going. The other 2 cores far ahead of him on their team.
And you got to imagine that now you're going to be playing a lot more carefully as EG with that Shadow Blade reveal on the Kunkka.
And the problem now is that they have the Chaotic Offering and they have the Eclipse. They just want pressure into this bottom tower. The Haunt will be up, but you're still not quite ready to fight. In fact, Arteezy, he knows he's going to have to be involved in these, so he is going straight for that Blade Mail. A lot of uncontrollable damage here from LGD. Might accidentally get a couple deaths going, but we often see that the boat rum effect can be very strong against Blade Mails.
Ame playing into that tower. They bring in Crit and get the lift to start the fight, and they have the Torrent, the Chaotic Offering down, Ame livid, but not long enough. The boat's going to be there, but can it kill off Sumail? I don't think so, at least for now. They have the upheaval onto several. They throw out the Terrorize, not bad, with the Starstorm follow-up. They take him down very low and are going to be able to find a kill. FY almost dead, Arteezy also falling. So already 3 dead for LGD, and EG trying to take this one. They chase down Somnus, a double kill for S4, and now last but not least is the Wraith King.
This time the fight is just much better executed coming up from EGD. LGD, you have Ame, he's just stuck up front, he dies way too quickly. Chaotic Offering isn't there in time for the save, you lose all of your damage of your Luna, and then S4 coming through, finds the arrow on the Dark Willow, slows her up during that Shadow Realm. They don't get any big combination with Terrorize, Brambles, Bedlam. You can just see almost more than double the damage from EG in that fight. Wasn't really much of a fight at all.
And this sort of harkens back to what we were talking about before, the lack of farm that you got on Ame. This hero is not tanky enough to survive that combination as FY. Looks like he's going to try and live for the moment. He throws out the Bedlam, see if he can kill off Fly, but no luck at all as they are able to kill down FY. Again, harkening back to the issue, you just can't survive through that burst.
And now Arteezy with that Blade Mail, he's ready for these fights. He wants to push himself in towards that Yasha and the Manta. He can just keep focusing down Ame during these fights. They're going to have some real problems. They don't have that true save unless you're going to drop the Chaotic Offering right away there. Felt like it was just a bit too late for Nova that time.
And also, using the Chaotic Offering means that you're that much less able to fight right now for LGD, and EG going to be trying to take advantage of that farming across the entire map. Nova smoked out, Chalice and Somnus possibly looking for a kill here onto Crit. Tasty treat as there's going to be the X Torrent, it connects, the Wraith Fire Blast follow-up, and they get themselves a kill.
This game there is definitely a stronger Roche threat as well, I would say, side of LGD, just with the combination of the Wraith King as well as the Chaotic Offering, just controlling the whole pit and all that overall damage from the Luna. Feels very strong for LGD if they can get a good hold of this part of the map. But Sumail constantly doing a good job pushing this out. Draw a big line from Crit, he seems to think there's going to be a wraparound on Sumail, so he'll retreat back, and it's pretty correct. Like Shadow to scout this. As the bounty runes are coming up, they know there's going to be heroes here.
For that initiation, Chalice, they have the Reaper's Sight just to hold them in place for the moment until the Bramble Maze is actually able to turn it though, and they take down S4.
Maybe thinking it was just going to be a sole hero there, but not enough damage in time there, so Chalice gets away with one when he didn't have the reincarnation.
Nova immediately going to be dewarded, but still it is a big kill for them, taking down that Mirana, while Ame going to try and farm out EG's side of the map, realizes no Ancients here, try and steal away.
Only the Mask Madness, not too scary, but once again, the Manta, and then the BKB after. Perhaps a little more dicey there, but another great steal there from Crit. Himself the Bedlam.
And he had a great Willow game yesterday. It looks like he might have another one today. Already playing it. To get towards that Yule Scepter. As we've seen, Arteezy being a lot more involved in this fight means that he's fallen a little bit behind the Luna now, who's starting to catch up. Still maybe, and sitting top of the net worth.
Arteezy needs fights too, because he's gone for this Blade Mail build. He doesn't have a farm acceleration item like the Luna does with the Mask of Madness, so the less they're fighting for the side of EG, the slower he's going to be pacing. But at the same time, they obviously can only really fight with the Sight he's up and available. They have to wait for that for Sumail. And Sumail, because of the way he started out, by trying to dominate the lane with the double nulls, he goes in towards the Veil, then he feels like he needs the Hood, because there is this ridiculous amount of magic damage from the side of LGD, but that means he's not going to be able to get anything to dispel the Spirit Vessel early on in this game, because he wants to go in towards that Radiance to have it develop for his team, because Arteezy's not purchasing it. Interesting to see if Chalice can really punish him because of that. They go after Fly, using the Spirit Vessel charge, which will now add 2 to the pile here for LGD.
Pick up there for them, and now EG. Again, sort of spread out around the map. Have Super Scythe back and available in 10 seconds if they decide that they want to fight, but as I mentioned earlier, the scary thing, Chaotic Offering is back up. They're going to have Reincarnation there and available, Eclipse, all of these big ultimates. And is there a side that you feel like sort of needs to take these engagements more often in this game? Maybe one that scales better into the late game?
Heading lane, I think we're just going to favor Spectre. We're just going
Okay.
pretty good hero in that sense, but LGD, they definitely have a better lineup for just pushing forward right now. I think they haven't gotten as much out of it as they could have with this lineup. Obviously, EG have been playing very well. Keep this one as an even game because like they just had like way too many movements early on
Radiant's top tower is under
that perhaps LGD weren't really expecting. And a lot of downtime on some of these ultimates for LGD. Like they've had Chaotic offering for a long while, not really finding the way to use it. Not a ton of solo pickoffs really right now for FY.
Dire's bottom
They
tower
push
is
forward
under
here.
attack.
Don't even drop any aggressive wards really. And still secure most of this tower.
There's the blink reveal, and Sumail caught yet again. The boat's down. They have the Chaotic offering everything, but Sumail still lived through that one after the fact. Arteezy on the back lines finding X-Nova. He's throwing out the people now, which is slowing down EG so much, and they're cutting this way. An asthma of despair. Although they are able to turn it, the Eclipse turnaround isn't enough to blame him. A triple kill for Arteezy. And now finding more here as well. It's going to be the Rubik dead, a double kill for Chalice, and they found another. Fly, the captain, trying to run. Somnus pulls him back in. He's stuck again to the side, trying to get out of there, but they will eventually hunt down and kill off the Lich.
Maybe just such an important hero to keep alive during this. I feel like he really needs that next big item to try and fully secure this game for his Luna. Did a ton of damage. Actually, so did Chalice, considering this Wraith King is basically blinking in there. 2,400. And Arteezy's Blade Melee paid off, got a couple of kills, a triple kill for himself. But the fight is secured, the tower is saved for LGD.
It was a big comeback for him, but as we can see on the net worth, it's starting to feel like LGD's heroes are eclipsing those of EG after that last fight. Only 1,000 gold still separating these two squads.
It's going to be so much chaos in these fights now for FY as well as Ame, hopefully, to work around if you're on the side of LGD, right? If you can get in this BKB for Ame, he's going to feel like you kind of have to commit the site almost sometimes. You can burst him down, but then there's going to be this roam reduction, and maybe he's going to be trying to make as much space as possible in combination with Chalice. These BKBs are pretty brutal. Looks like that smoke was spotted from the side of EG. They draw a line predicting that they were going straight towards Roche and then onto the high ground, but won't be correct. They're actually wrapping around the other way. So EG going to be trying to hold this high ground here and set up for a big arrow play here from S4 potentially. Fly at the forefront.
Well, last couple of minutes, you did see the Spectre get to level 15, get into more of those stats. Just all of these items and abilities to try and keep him alive.
I believe we call this the Dangler. The smoked up entire team around Sumail right now. Like, oh, they wanted smoke. You know, they're trying to find this big kill. So we're going to sit all around him.
Somnus, maybe going to take the bait. He's just going to go for the X play and then immediately afterwards into pushing out the creep wave. But they have maybe found another Ame, realize trouble's a-coming. They're trying to chase. They have some leads.
Lockdown problems again for EG. They don't have these really guaranteed stuns, a real long initiation for him. I mean, you look at LGD, those kind of moments, you can just drop the rock. You can try and throw it a Curse Crown, at least give some chance of a chase. Or you can even go for an X-Mark. Nothing that's too simple right now for EG, and now a Blade Mail picked up. Chalice, plenty of uncontrollable damage inside of EG as well. But at the very least, that big rotation did secure this tower. The gauntlet being but Arteezy.
He's caught again. There's the X, there's the Torrent, everything connects. He's falling out. No, he haunts away, but still going to be killed off. Neutral creep denied.
Oh, Arteezy finds Ame doing the Ancients, and the Prowlers he hates saves his bacon and get the kill. The boys finally pay off for old Arteezy.
They got him. Crammed him in the All-Star match, but here it happens. It's still going to be a BKB finished off for Ame.
Now he's spotted out here, though. We'll use the BKB.
Just going to run after Sumail, but needs to get out of there.
Yeah, there is a Yule Scepter there, so a little bit difficult to go for that kill in combination with Yules, and then he's going to have the Death Pulse for the Ghost Shroud, so backing away likely the best choice. And they'll be happy on EG2 that they at least burn that 10-second BKB.
Still a 3,000 gold lead for LGD as Somnus looking for initiation on the fly, but can't quite get in range for that X. They have burned through a couple of those BKB charges already. They will head to the top side.
Yeah, Chalice and his army are just pushing in this tower. He has the reincarnation, he has the Blade Mail. Not an easy target to force off here. The Skellies go to work.
I mean, it's just really hard to deal with this Wraith King. Aggressive no matter what's happening. If you happen to step up to try and defend, blink stun.
And you heard PPD talking on the panel about these heroes you want versus the Dark Willow. They don't have any of those heroes that can really target you down. Basically, has to be an arrow or something stolen from crit. That's why FY can just camp that high ground and live there forever.
Curse Crown, the Yule Scepter afterwards. But moving in, they just use the Yules. Crit finds the lift, but can they find any more? The X, the Torrent, he's going to Yules himself, keeping himself away from that boat, but there is a heck of a lot of heroes right after him, and the Chain Frost, they're able to walk away from it though, popping that Haster, and Somnus dodges away from the arrow as well. Chalice still living through this and thinking, oh, I take the fight. There's going to be the ulti down, the terrorizes the 1 and 3, they're all fatal bonded together. Chalice trying to chase, can they kill him off in time? S4 also caught under fire, falling to the grave.
That was such a dangerous fight for EG. The second that Chain Frost dissipated, they lose another big edge on that fight. Chalice the one in the forefront, pressing forward. This is what they want, deeper in.
And they find the Torrent, they found their man, a double kill for Somnus. They're all in the grave right now as the tier 3 tower is going to be assaulted, and it changes just like that
The
in an instant.
of the Luna. You can buy back to the Spectre, but what can you achieve without the Hawk coming back now? But it's too late.
The tier 3 tower down. It is now barracks that are falling. They have buybacks on 2 of their heroes, but this could potentially be another tier 3 tower.
Well, the only answers they could have had in that last fight, maybe a big steal or something. There's so much pressure on this Rubik, but they were so fast on the upheaval afterward. No chance to stay on a offering. Maybe you can find one now, but they're 2 wrecks down.
You can hear the crowd here, loving every second of it. The LGD fans, EG needing to find some type of another answer.
This is the lower bracket final. Never say die. You have a Spectre. This hero has done it before. EG will be playing to the bitter end. They got to find some big plays right now to Sumail. He wasn't able to go for that greedy play on the Radiance. He did have to step back to the Zeus. We've seen it useful a couple times. It means that the Spirit Vessel won't just simply destroy him. They need to find big Reaper Scythe kills. They need the big steals from Crit. Everyone needs to play 200% right now because you're down 16k at 30 minutes.
Suddenly you see the balloon up in levels. You're getting close to level 20 talents for all of the cores of LGD. The highest level hero on EG right now is 18 on Sumail with that Necropost. Take another look at the fight, and again, you look at this, it feels like this could just potentially be one hero picked off, but they feel like they can fight.
Yeah, and then this is what happens. Is maybe he's faced himself. The Chain Frost is now gone. Chalice is the one in front. This is an ideal setup to fight for LGD. 1-1-2 as look at that. Instantly there was a steal from Crit, but how fast is that up? No chance of the counterplay.
Great showing there from the Warlock. X-Nova, he was the big pickup for LGD in January. Able to make sure that they couldn't turn that fight around against them, and that upheaval off.
And now the Roshan secured. Just playing out the game right now for LGD. Those basic mechanics that you know how to win a game of Dota when you're ahead, but on the big stage, just one little thing can turn everything awry. So they have to be careful.
30-minute mark with Roche picked up now. Possibly Ame ready to just, if they want to, clear off the rest of the shrines too, shut down the map, constrict EG, and make sure their movements to bear fruit.
Yeah, Ame, he's already secured himself with the BKB. Now he's going back in towards that butterfly instead for the extra armor, the evasion, trying to go defensive on both edges there for the physical and the magical. All they really feel like they're going to need is that last Rax, the Mega Creeps. Feel devastated in this match for EG. They're still a tier 1 and a tier 2 to get through. But EG at the same time, they can't just give away all their lives or they will just throw you.
18,000 net worth lead right now. EG, except against the wall. They just need to keep trying to get whatever farm they can. Obviously, every time they leave the safety of their base, Somnus is potentially a threat.
Yeah, Somnus is, he's trying to threaten there. In his room and everything, but there is a observer and sentry that's down here from EG, so they're not come out to fight. They want the best battleground possible.
They have really good vision in the area. They're moving in. Spectre, Haunt available and ready to go in this fight if they so desire to take it, to jump forward, to find onto Sumail. Be careful, the Spirit Vessel is already on top of him. Chalice, still 2 more charges.
They got the D ward as well, so they've placed up another ward now. Crit trying to get as much vision as possible. That tower down, they've lost their opportunity on the high ground. They're going to pull back.
Chalice walks forward yet again. The terrorize is out. It's there. The fear, the catch. Is it going to be the kill? They take him down to Sumail. No buyback for 65 seconds. Crit wanting to turn this. He throws back the Wraithfire Blast. Chain Frost bouncing around a little bit, but Arteezy, he went for Ame, couldn't find him. S4 trying to leap away, but he's only going back to the fountain.
LGD smell blood. They're going in. Baby pressing forward.
And they find themselves a kill. FY able to take himself another fly, lifted up in the air by the Torrent. EG, last heroes left alive. It's a blade mail from Arteezy trying to stem the bleeding, but it's not Brave. EG all out of focus, in trouble, and inside their base. This is looking like it's going to be it as Sumail. Last one alive for the team, dead again. And GG LGD are moving